Be interesting to see what they do here on third down. I might go to the air to try to pick up the short yardage.
I'll tell you, like, as we said earlier, those tosses just haven't been working. Okay, full house backfield, Lambert over center. Basanti split wide to the right. Lambert fakes the handoff. He's going to roll left, and he's going to be eaten alive by number 3, Mike Dack.
And the sack right there, Lambert just held on to that. He didn't really have the time to do anything else. He had to hold on to it. He was forced to eat it pretty much once he took the snap.
Dacko, 6 foot, 200 pounds, out of Norwood, Mass. And I'll tell you, defensively, he's had a great game so far this afternoon. 2:23 clock running. Beacons faced with a 4th down punting situation. Gagnon gets a snap, bangs it out end over end. It's coming over to this sideline, takes a bounce back. And it's down at the 30 as inexplicably the Beacons let that thing roll backwards another 5 to 6 yards.
I think what they were hoping, there was a few Fitchburg shirts around there. I think they were hoping for what happened last time before of course, the personal foul got called and have Fitchburg touch. And it looked like Fitchburg may have nearly got itself in a position to make that type of boo-boo again, but did not.
No, they once that hit, they backed off mighty quick, as I'm sure Coach Flynn gave him a little what for after that last one. Although to the players' defense last time, the punt really just kind of went straight up in the air and had no business landing where it did land. Okay, 2:08 the Falcons have to see if they can add on to their 7-0 lead. The Carolus takes a snap, drops back. Plenty of time. He throws it deep down the right side. McClintock's got it for the touchdown.
That was a nicely placed ball right between, split the defense between Roach and it looked like Ronaldo Payne was down there covering as well. And McClintock just hauled that in right over his shoulder for the touchdown.
Yep, 31-yard TD pass to Carolus.
31-yard touchdown reception to Greg McClintock.
To McClintock. And the Falcons have jumped up 13-0. McClintock will attempt the point after touchdown. As all during this first half, Sean, we were saying, oh, there's a bobble snap to Carolus, rolls right, and he's going to throw it into the back of the end zone, and it's going to land incomplete.
I think that was a design play right there. I think that was a PAT fake. Looking the way they spun the receivers out there pretty quickly into the end zone. Did not work, but that snap looked, I don't want to say intentionally low, but it looked like they had that worked out, especially with the Carolus holding it. So.
Sean, you've been reading too many Stephen King books. They bobble the snap. In any event, all first half we've been saying, hey, the Beacons are holding in there. You know, they're getting outplayed, they're getting pushed around, but they're only down 7. We can't say that anymore as Fitchburg State. Big touchdown right before the half.
The big key, I think the big key before is the clock's been running throughout the whole half. If Fitchburg was airing the ball out, we'd still have a few minutes left here in the period, most likely. So, it's been a strong running game, and fortunately, it's eaten the time away and not giving Fitchburg as many opportunities.
Yeah, pretty quick moving first half. We're about an hour in, and we got a minute 58 left. So, the Falcons will kick it off. McClintock tees it up at his 35. A few clouds making their way over Clark Athletic Center here. Still very breezy and still quite a gorgeous afternoon for pretty much anything, not just college football. A glorious day to be outside. Okay, Gagnon and Payne, the deep men. McClintock puts a foot into it. Nice end over end. Gagnon gets it at about his 5. He circles around. He's back off left side, 20, and he's going to be hitting down at about the 25-yard line. A late flag comes in.
I think we might see a face mask here on Fitchburg. Let's see what the call is.
So let's see. Referees conferring.
Maybe a hold here on Umass too.
Saw the referee pointing towards Fitchburg State. He'll make his call.
On the tackle.
You called it, Sean. Illegal block to the back.
And
an offside, an offsetting, so we might have to do it again here. And they will kick it over again.
That was a costly play because Gagnon really had a nice 20-yard return there.
Yeah, and those special team guys, they love those do-overs.
But another chance for Fitchburg to quit itself.
I'll tell you, I think McClintock, looking at that kickoff, I think he could have hit that field goal had they opted to go that route. Guy's got a pretty strong leg, based on what I've seen this afternoon.
Especially with the wind to his back, as you mentioned before.
McClintock, a senior, out of Leominster, Mass. Went to Neshoba Regional High School.
Nice little football program out there.
Very strong. Okay, McClintock steps into it again. High, little shorter. This time it's Payne. He'll grab it at about the 15. And he's up to the 20, 25. He's down the sideline, and he's going to be downed at about the 27-yard line. The Beacons will start it there at their own 27. 1:35 left to go here, first half. Beacons down 13.
Heads up running there by Payne. He saw that if he cut inside, there wasn't going to be anything there for him, so he just went up the sideline and got the extra 5 or 10 yards.
Well, Beacons, no sustained drive here. They need a big play. And I would say it'd be nice to hold on to the ball for this last minute 35, as most of their possessions have been 3 and out, not consuming too much of the clock. Well, UMass takes their last time out. Once again, 1:35 left here. Here comes Rich. I think he's going to come take our picture.
I'm ducking then. But
well, once again, Fitchburg State really dominating both sides of the line. Their defense has been in the UMass backfield all day. Beacons have really not been able to sustain anything, Sean.
Yeah, especially as we keep on talking about, the Fitchburg lines have really played a big role in this. The defensive line is pretty much keeping 10 guys up there with rushing your safeties, rushing your corners. I mean, that's really just overwhelmed the UMass line, especially an inexperienced line like UMass has. So that's been very, very tough in this game today.
Yeah, in fairness to Lambert, he really hasn't had the time. When he has had the time, he's thrown a couple of good-looking balls. He should have had a nice completion down here. The last possession, I believe, to Basanti, except for the good defensive play. So if they give him the time, maybe he can move the club. So Coach Castonia, having his say to his troops, would like to mention the assistant coaches, Joe Connell, Chuck Reed, Luke Carroll, Anthony Abatessa, and James Cabral for the UMass Boston Beacons. Would like to say hi also to Brian Wallace. Brian, but he's busy. He's on Ray Flynn's team as he's trying to work hard for Mr. Flynn and get his man elected. We wish them good luck.
He was also busy handling the Pop Warner festivities that going on in South Boston this weekend.
There's a pitch right side to corner, and he's just eaten alive by the Fitchburg defense. I'm a little surprised that Fitchburg State isn't calling a timeout here. Try and get the ball again. Here we go. Timeout, Fitchburg State. Now, you were saying about Pop Warner football.
Of course, Brian Wallace has played a big role in revitalizing the Pop Warner program over there in South Boston, and they're having their opening weekend this weekend. So, boy, I wish those folks the best of luck over there with their festivities. 400 kids almost out playing Pop Warner football.
That's great. That's a great thing to see. I'll tell you, you don't have to argue with me at all about getting kids involved in athletics. It's definitely the way to go. Gives them something to do, gives them motivation. You feel good about yourself when you're part of a team. You know, you don't necessarily have to be the star. You just got to get out there and participate. Okay, the Beacons participating right now. They'll have it second down and 16, a minute 17 left here in the first half. And Lambert once again and the Beacon offense in a hole. Lambert hands it off left side. think Gagnon got the call. Not much, as Fitchburg State once again calls a timeout. I believe that's our last one.
Yes, I believe so. I'm surprised if Fitchburg did actually call a timeout there. I would think they would just be looking to run the clock out here in the first half, but...
Well, they can force UMass Boston to kick it one more time. You know, they're kicking into a win. It's died down a little bit now, but UMass Boston's had trouble all day with their punting. And, hey, you know, maybe Fitchburg figures they can get a break, block one, maybe get a good return. You know, lots of things can happen. A minute 4 is an eternity. And all you housewives out there, when your husband says, yeah, honey, don't worry, there's only a minute left in the game. Seems like about 20, doesn't it? All right, it'll be 3rd and 16 for the Beacons. See if they can grab a first down here and hold on to the ball. Lambert rolls left. He's going to be up over the 25, down at about the 27. And it looks like that play was just designed to eat some clock.
Eat some clock and eat some yards, too. And Lambert took another little hit right there. Seems the left side of the line actually has provided a little more running room so far for UMass.
Well, that'll bring up 4th and 10 as you get it back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like the Beacons are just going to let the clock wind down here. Maybe take a delay of game penalty and then kick it out of there. It doesn't look like they're in any big hurry. Well, there's the flag, delay of game. That'll push him back 5. 21 seconds left here in the first half. Fitchburg State Falcons pretty much dominating here so far this afternoon. They lead at 13-0.
It's been the story, as you said, of the first half. Fitchburg pretty much they're dominating this ball game. And UMass really not having a chance to respond at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments Coach Castonia can make at the half for the Beacons, as it's awful tough to coach size and speed, because it looks like both size and speed of Fitchburg State would have the edge.
Definitely. And the size, especially on the defensive line, UMass offensive line is really undersized compared to Fitchburg.
Okay, Gagnon back in deep punt formation. He stands at about his 10. Bangs it out of there. A good kick for Gagnon. Pushes McClintock back. He fields it at his own 44, and he starts left. Cuts back to the right, and he's going to be almost thrown down, but nice job getting it just about to midfield. But in all that excitement, the clock runs out. We have a flag. Now let's see if the first half is over or not. The half cannot end on a defensive penalty, so let's see what the call is.
Looks like they're just going to end this one.
Yep. That's the end of the first half. Pretty much all Fitchburg State. Kevin Roach, the bright spot for the Beacons with a couple of interceptions. DeAndre Freeman, a 3-yard run at 13:29. McClintock, the point after, to give the Falcons a 7-0 lead of the first quarter, and a 31-yard TD pass to Carolis to McClintock late in the second quarter gives the Falcons their 13-0 lead. We've played 30 minutes here at UMass Boston with the score Fitchburg State 13, UMass Boston nothing. We'll be back for second half action real soon, so don't go away.
Who are you?
38 coming up for Fitchburg, making some great plays in the backfield. UMass has had a couple breaks go its way with the roughing the kicker, roughing the punter penalty, and also the 2 interceptions, but have not been able to make anything of it.
Well, we'll see if Coach Castonia can make some halftime adjustments and the Beacons can get back to this one, or back in this one. We'll see in a few minutes for third quarter action. Don't go away.
Mom, what's in this book?
Clark Athletic Center, Don Hayes and Sean Smith. We're just about ready for the third quarter. Fitchburg State Falcons lead at 13-0. Sean, got some bad news from the coaching staff. Dean Jenkins out for the game as he's on his way to the hospital now. They didn't elaborate as to what his condition was, but serious enough to go have it checked out.
Yeah, and he may obviously only be just to get it checked out, but still hope that he's not seriously injured. A very big loss there for UMass. Any chances of getting an interior running game pretty much really hurt by the fact that he's not going to be in the lineup. When he was in there, you saw he made a couple nice runs up the middle and got some yardage and got things going a little bit for UMass, but with the big guy pretty much gone. Looking at that running, look at the running stats, 7 yards on 2 carries. Gagnon, 13 carries, 8 yards, and that's not a misprint, 8 yards.
Yeah, minus 23 yards total offense for the Beacons, and you're just not going to win football games with that kind of productivity. On the other side, DeAndre Freeman, nice first half, 18 carries, 104 yards, and a touchdown. DeCarolis passing the ball, 4 for 11, a TD, 2 picks, 49 yards. Fitchburg, 144 yards of total offense. And I'll tell you, I think Beacons need to grab hold here and hang on. They really have their work cut out for them the second half.
They really need, it would be really good if they scored on this series, whether it be a field goal or more likely a touchdown, just to get some momentum on their side entering the third quarter.
Okay, McClintock will tee it up for the Falcons. They'll be going right to left on your TV screen. They have the wind. High end over end kick. Payne fields it on the 15. He's up to the 20. 25 stutter steps. He's going to be hit, still standing, and he's going to be crunched down at the 24-yard line. The Beacons will take it over there. 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Payne picks up a couple yards, and he's made a couple nice plays picking up some yardage for UMass in those kick returns today.
Other games in the New England Football Conference this week: Plymouth State at Maine Maritime, Springfield at Bridgewater State, Fitchburg State at UMass Boston. That's this game. Frostburg State at Salva Regina, Framingham State at Nichols, Hartwick at Westfield State, and we'll get back to the others in a moment. Lambert over center, full house backfield. Jack takes a snap, handoff, Gagnon right side, tries to bounce it out. He's going to be hitting down at about the 30, but positive yards for the Beacons.
Nice to see that Gagnon was able to get outside a little bit and turn the corner there on that play. But again, it all comes down back to the blocking. If the blocks, you know, if you can't block your guys, whether because they're bigger than you or faster than you, then you're going to have a major problem.
Pick up a 5 for Gagnon. I actually call it 4. 2nd and 6. Other games: Western Con at UMass Dartmouth, Mass Maritime at Coast Guard, Worcester State at WPI. And that rounds it out for the New England Football Conference members and non-members of the football schedule for this week. Gagnon, handoff right side, stays on his feet, spins up to about the 33-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Beacons.
What I like about Gagnon is he's really, you know, he's one of those kids who's not going to give up. He's going to make a 2nd and 3rd effort to pick up that extra yardage. And you've seen that throughout the course of the game today. He just hasn't had the opportunities, really, to make much of anything, but doing a good job here to start the 3rd quarter.
3rd and 2 for the Beacons. Big spot here for UMass to get it going early here in the 3rd quarter. They trail it 13-0. Lambert calls out signals. There's a handoff. Gagnon left side. He's going to be up over the 35-yard line. Very close to a 1st down. We'll have to see where they spot it. They're moving the chain, so it looks like he got enough for a UMass 1st down.
And that's only the 2nd 1st down of the day for UMass, so big 1st down. The Beacons finally able to get a series and get some ball movement. And I think it's really important that the 1st down comes on this series as well. They need to establish something strong here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, let's see if they can band together and make up for the loss of Jenkins. Lambert hands it off. There's a loose ball, and it looks like Fitchburg State is going to recover it. The Falcons grab the turnover, and they'll be in business at the Beacon 33-yard line.
Scott Cormier with the fumble recovery. He's a freshman from Leominster. Big play there for Fitchburg.
Yeah,
just when we thought it was maybe turning around for UMass, and the Beacons had a couple breaks there. And Fitchburg was able to capitalize once again.
Yeah, I don't know if Gagnon ever really got the handoff. It looked like he was hit immediately. I'm not sure that he had control. The ball went down, and there were Falcons all around it. Okay, DeCarolis, handoff. DeAndre Freeman, he's going to be brought down, maybe for a loss.
Jason Below with the tackle, and he's only a freshman. He's one of those few freshmen on this team. He's from Newport News, Virginia. Nice play there. That's the first time I think Freeman's been brought down for a loss today, if memory serves me correctly.
The loss of a yard. He was in there quick to cut down Freeman around his ankles. Freeman, 5'8", 190 from Waterbury, Connecticut. Just a junior, so he's still got one more year. DeCarolis barks it out. Beacon's feigning blitz. Let's see. There's a nice throw down the right sideline. He was going for Mr. Grove.
I'm surprised you didn't see Roach break off there and try to make a pick. But Roach did a very good job staying with his man and not letting him catch up with the ball at all. Very good piece of defense right there.
Kevin Roach, stride for stride with his man. 2 interceptions so far on the afternoon for Kevin Roach. And thank goodness for those interceptions, or we might be looking at a blowout right now, Sean. It'll be 3rd and 11 for the Falcons. Win not quite as strong as it was in the first half. A little cloudier here in the second half. DeCarolis drops back. He's being rushed, rolls right, throws it out. It's caught there by Grove, and he's going to be, looks just shy of a first down. There is a penalty marker on the field.
And it's back towards the line of scrimmage, so.
Yeah, I got to guess it's a hold.
And it's coming back.
Holding on Fitchburg State.
It is, in fact, holding against the Falcons, and that'll move back a nice pickup and force them into a third and longer situation.
And now they point something off against UMass too. They made an error the first time, so they're going to call a hold on UMass.
A defensive hold, automatic first down.
You know, and that's a shame because that was a really nice play there by Roach. He was right there, you know, once Grove got the ball, Roach was right there, wrapped him up, and he had some help to bring him down and prevent him. He was a couple yards short of the stick from getting the first down, but that kind of negates everything now.
Well, I don't know what the discussion is here. Defensive holding should be an automatic first down.
I think maybe they're trying to figure out the exact spot of the ball, the exact spot of the infraction.
Yeah, possibly. In any event, the scoreboard has not changed. The down markers have not changed. So let's wait and see. Maybe we had offsetting, Sean.
That's a possibility as well. I think, yeah, they're trying to decide here.
Yeah, if nothing's moving, it looks like a do-over.
I think they may just let the now the football moving back again.
Can you run down there and just ask them what's going on? We have no clue here, folks. All right, we have a hold.
Hold against UMass.
Against UMass.
So there really shouldn't be too much discussion here. I think maybe what Fitchburg's trying to figure out is if they take the penalty, what will they get more yardage maybe out of? But still, they would get 10 yards from the spot of the infraction in any way. So
yeah, and it
maybe the pass might give them more yardage. I'm not sure, but
okay. 3rd and 1, says the scoreboard. Well, I don't know. I always thought defensive holding was an automatic first, so shame on me. But in any event, 3rd and 2 for the Falcons, and more whistles on the field. As it looks like one of the referees was not ready to go. Okay, clock starts. 3rd and 2 for Fitchburg State on the UMass Boston 25-yard line. DeCarolis hands it off. Freeman, big hole up the middle. He rumbles forward for about 8, and it'll be enough for a Fitchburg State first down.
There again, he makes a nice straight-ahead run for Fitchburg, picking up the first down when he needed to. We hadn't heard anything of his name in the first nearly 4 minutes of this half, in this quarter, but comes through with a nice piece of running there to get the first down, keep the series alive. Just when we thought that UMass might have had Fitchburg right on the edge.
gain of 7 by Freeman.
Okay, they mark it on the 18-yard line. Falcons will have it there, 1st and 10. McClintock in motion. Carolus hands it off to Freeman. Freeman right side, bounces it outside. 10, 5, touchdown. Fitchburg State. An 18-yard touchdown run by DeAndre Freeman, and the Falcons lead it 19-0.
He might have turned the corner literally and figuratively on this ball game. There's a nice piece of running around the end for Freeman, and also that just may be the thing that swings the pendulum towards Fitchburg's way for good. Well, especially depending on how this next series comes up for UMass.
I'll tell you, it's going to be mighty tough for the Beacons to come back now. Couple of touchdowns. You know, you're still in a ball game, but they're down 3 touchdowns, and their offense has just shown no life at all today.
Especially with the way the line is played on both sides of the ball for Fitchburg.
Okay, McClintock's point after touchdown is good. 20-0 Falcons here early in the 3rd quarter. 10:51 left in the 3rd, and deep hole for the Beacon, Sean.
Yes, and as we said before, this is going to be a big, we thought that the first series was going to be a big series, and it was. It ended up in Fitchburg scoring a touchdown through that fumble. The UMass offensive line is really going to have to find a way to contain Fitchburg's defenders, and that's easier, a lot easier said than done, because we've seen Fitchburg just basically rush Lambert in UMass all day. I think you might see a few of the younger UMass players, albeit not too many people have been left on the sideline action list today, but I think you're going to see Paul Castonia just mix things up a little bit more. And throw some of his freshmen out in special teams and sophomores just to get some playing time.
Yeah, once again, folks, very small squad for the Beacons. And with the injury to Jenkins, I also noticed Tommy Sullivan out of the lineup earlier. He wasn't in his pads. The loss of Jenkins really will hurt this football team, as he was a force defensively, and he was thrown into the mix a little bit offensively. He had 7 yards of offense, pitching into a -23 in the first half. Just any loss for the Beacons with such a thin roster is a big one.
Especially a big two-way player like Jenkins, and a senior too, we may add.
Okay, McClintock ready to step into it. He boots it end over end. Payne will have it at his 10, up to the 15, 20, 25, and he's up near the 30-yard line. The Beacons will take over at their own, we'll call it the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. And once again, we'll see if they can solve that Fitchburg State defense.
And as we mentioned, the big thing is going to be trying to crack the defense. I'm wondering if we'll see maybe a little more of a passing game out here.
Well, they would almost have to at this point. Okay, full house backfield. Lambert calls out signals. And chased. There's a quick pass. It's picked off. 15, 10, 5, and
look like he's
a touchdown. Number 55, John Fleck, stepped in front of the ball, intended for Jimmy Gagnon, and he returns it down the sideline for a Fitchburg State touchdown.
That was a nice 30-yard return by Fleck, and he just muscled his way past the UMass offensive lineman. They had no chance of bringing him down. Fleck, 5'11", 205, senior. And that makes it 26-0. Now we have flags on the play.
Flags on the play and
2 flags down, actually.
Thought I felt rain, Sean, also.
You know, the skies look like this is almost beckoning rain.
Well, if it wasn't a blowout a second ago, it's pretty close to being that now. 26-0 Falcons. They'll be attempting a point after touchdown here. Looks like we had some unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Flags on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And I feel a few drops of rain myself, Don. But as I was saying, I thought these first two series for UMass were big, and ended up being big. UMass had not turned the ball over pretty much all day at all in the first half. And then 2 turnovers to start the second half. It's just not the way that Paul Castonia was hoping things would go. I mean, admittedly.
15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Okay, we'll have a 35-yard point after touchdown here. Now we'll see what Mr. McClintock's leg is made of. Snap, ball down, kick is up. And he
Sign him to a contract.
He drills it. McClintock, a 35-yard PAT.
And that was going into the wind a little bit, maybe, I'd have to say. It's a good piece of kicking.
Well, in any event, 27-0 Falcons, 10:26 left here in the third quarter. And if we sound redundant, that's because UMass still in a huge hole here this afternoon now, and that hole just got a little deeper. So I have no idea what Coach Castonia will do now. I mean, if I was him now, I'd just go back to basics, try and reestablish whatever game plan that they had to start the day, and just try and get something rolling in a positive way.
Just try to get some momentum for their contest next week. UMass playing at Framingham State, which is not going to be an easy task. And then UMass Dartmouth coming in here on the 26th for homecoming. So schedule does not get any easier, especially if UMass Dartmouth considered the top team in the Red Division here for the NEFC. So
yeah, Corsair is always a dangerous club. They can put some numbers up. All right, McClintock gets ready to kick it off. Gagnon and Payne back to field it. Kick comes down to Payne. He's got it about his 5, up to the 10, 15, 20, 25, cuts it back to the middle, and he's going to be down at about the 28-yard line. And the Beacons will start their offense once again from their own 28.
There's one area which UMass hasn't really had too much of a problem with, Payne on the kickoff returns. He's done a nice job with a couple of those kicks, spraying them back, as we see the sprinkles become a little more aggressive here. If only their offense could function as well as the kick returns have. And it's kind of time to pack up all the paper and just hope you don't get soaked.
Yes, when it rains, it pours, folks. But just a light little shower here. I don't think it's anything serious. Okay, Beacon's ball at their own 28. Lambert hands it up the middle. Gagnon, nothing. He's swallowed there by the Fitchburg State defense.
He had a couple nice runs to start the half here before that fumble that took place. Unfortunately, since then, really nothing much to say of the UMass offense.
Cormier with the tackle for the Falcons. That'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Beacons. As once again, I hate to beat it to death, but just the Fitchburg State line has just done a tremendous job not allowing UMass Boston to get anything going.
D'Andre Freeman has played a pretty big role in that too.
Okay, Lambert fakes the pitch, hands it up the middle to Gagnon. He's got a few up out over the 30-yard line, where it'll bring up a 3rd and call it 8.
When he gets the hole, Don, he can make something of it, as you well know. He had a little bit of a hole there, and he's able to get 3 or 4 yards. I don't even think he had any business getting more than a yard or 2, but he was able to squeeze his way through the line and pick up a few more. This shows heads up running there.
Okay, it'll be 3rd and 7 for the Beacons.
3rd and 7 on their own 31-yard line.
Basante splits wide right, full house backfield. Lambert in trouble back there, and he's going to be hit and wrapped up by number 99, Greg Levesque. As a miscommunication in the backfield somewhere, and Levesque grabbed Lambert and flung him down.
Mike Seguin also played a pretty big role in making that hit, so.
Now, once again, the Beacon offense goes nowhere. 8:22 left here, third quarter. Gagnon back in punt formation for the Beacons.
4th and 12 for UMass on their own 25-yard line.
I know where I want to go now.
McClintock at about his 44-yard line to field Gagnon's punt. Gagnon off the side of his foot, and it's going to hit at about the 30 and be downed at the 35-yard line.
Fortunately for him, that took a little bit of a UMass bounce.
Gagnon took a lick right at the end of that play. He was pointing to the player, pointing at the referee, hoping to get a call, but to no avail. And the Falcons will take over at the Beacon 35-yard line. They lead it 27-0.
UMass has had the ball maybe for, you know, out of the 8 or the 7 minutes of the half we've seen played. UMass has had the ball maybe for 2.5 minutes of that. I mean, it's been all Fitchburg as far as ball possession and time of possession and all those good statistics.
DeCarolis takes the snap, hands it to Freeman. Freeman left side, 35, and pushed out of bounds at about the 34.
Flag on the play.
Number 25, Frank Campo, in on the tackle, and we have a penalty marker down.
Freeman forced out by number 25, Campo.
Let's see what the call is. We have a hold on Fitchburg State. That'll move it back. That's a little bit of good news for the Beacons.
A piece of good news that I'm sure that Coach Castonia likes to hear.
That'll move Fitchburg State back to, well, let's see where they mark it. Looks like they're going to spot it from the 43, 44-yard line, and they move it back to the 34, 35. And they move it back to the 45-yard line and be Fitchburg State ball on their own 45, first down and 19 to go. Back to pass, throws it out right side, completed. Over there to Grove.
Grove's a nice possession receiver. He likes to make those catches in traffic and hold on to that ball. He may not be the flashy guy, but he can make those catches in traffic and just hold on and get you those 7 or 8 yards. And this time he gets 10 for him.
DeCarolis, nice throw over there. Grove wide open.
Again, he had all day. The Fitchburg line just gave him, you know, the pocket was totally free of any interference at all. You know, we have another penalty against Fitchburg, surprisingly enough.
Penalty holding against the offense.
Another holding penalty on the Falcons.
So that brings it back again. Uncharacteristic of Fitchburg. We haven't seen too many Fitchburg penalties all day.
Suddenly, here in the third quarter, they're going backwards. Maybe a little complacency has slipped into that Falcon huddle. Once again, a big 27-0 lead.
So we'll try it again.
Pass is complete for 10 yards. After the reception, it's a 10-yard penalty for holding.
So the second, I believe, and oh no, it'll be first and 19 again.
Just basically a do-over, Sean.
I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day.
Okay, deja vu, first and 19 at the Beacon 45. McClintock in motion for the Falcons. There's a fake of a handoff. Moves out of trouble, and he throws it up the middle and almost picked off by Ronaldo Payne, as once again DeCarolis throws the ball into traffic, and the Beacons almost had their third pick.
Payne did a nice athlete over at Hyde Park High School. And again, it's made some nice plays today for UMass, but wasn't able to hold on to that ball.
All right, second and 19. Well, let's see, they lost a yard on that one, Sean, because the scoreboard's got second and 20, so we'll call it second and 20 for the Falcons. DeCarolis takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's being pressured, throws it down the left side. McClintock with a diving grab at the UMass 20, and that'll be enough for a Falcon first down.
That was a nice catch by McClintock. Nobody, again, in front of him to stop the flow of that ball. They were all
On the pass reception.
pretty much downfield waiting for him, to, almost waiting to make the tackle on him if he caught it instead of trying to stop the pass. But McClintock with a nice reception nonetheless.
McClintock, the 5'10", 180-pound senior. Out of Leominster. Stephen Mays is checked into the backfield for the Falcons. He'll be blocking for Freeman. There's a handoff. Freeman, right side. He's going to get about 5. He gets it down to about the Beacon 15-yard line. Once again, nice hole for Freeman.
Better not be complaining. You better be taking these guys out to dinner after this game. Again, they've done a really good job blocking for him all day. And I can't remember except maybe 1 or 2 occasions where he has not had a hole.
Okay, 2nd and 5 for Fitchburg State. Freeman up the middle, bouncing off defenders. Looks like he's going to have enough for a first down. We might have a fumble. And Freeman coughs it up, and the Beacons recover.
Nice play for Umass there to get the recovery.
By number 35,
Well, DeAndre Freeman, one of the first things he's done wrong all afternoon is he had a nice gain, bounced off a couple of defenders, and then coughed up the football.
Never would think of Freeman. Looks like he's pretty much one of those guys who holds onto the ball. He doesn't have the fumbleitis, but unfortunately that time he got away from him.
Okay, 5:57 left here in the third. Beacons take over at their own 10-yard line. Lambert still in at quarterback for UMass, and we've got a flag. Well, Fitchburg State players clapping across the way. Maybe a delay of game call here against the Beacons. See what the referee has to say. Not sure what that signal was, Sean. In any event, it's a 5-yard walk-off against the Beacons. It'll be 1st and 15 from their 5.
We'll see what they can do offensively this time. Again, deep in their own territory.
1st and 15 on their own 5-yard line.
Okay, Beacons in a hole. They started at their own 5, 1st and 15. Lambert takes a snap, hands it off to Gagnon, up the middle, bounces it outside, 10, 15. He's up over the 20, knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. Nice pickup for Jimmy Gagnon.
And that's the first really big run we've seen him have here today, besides that first down. And nice job keeping him bounds. He had Mike Dacco from Fitchburg nearly knock him out of bounds there around the 10 or the 12, but kept his feet in bounds, nice balance, and picks up the first down.
A 21-yard run by Jim Gagnon.
Okay, 21 yards on the carry. Big first down pickup for UMass. They have it out a little better breathing territory now at their own 26-yard line. Fitchburg State linebackers filling the gaps. They look like they're coming. Linebacker handoff to Gagnon. He powers it up out to about the 32-yard line. Straight ahead running for Gagnon.
Picks up a few more yards and found his way through that hole and squirmed through to get the extra 2 or 3 instead of just being held up. Put his head and his shoulders down and got that extra yardage.
Gagnon listed at 6 feet 190. Looks like he might be a little heavier than that. Pick up a 6 on that one. 2nd and 4 for the Beacons from their own 32. Lambert in trouble in the backfield, and he's going to be brought down on a nice defensive play by number 41, Kevin Callahan.
It seems almost every time that Lambert has touched the ball today, he's been sacked or nearly been sacked. He just hasn't had that protection there.
A little bit of a limp when Lambert got up from that pile, Sean. Brings up a 3rd and 9 now for the Beacons.
3rd and 9 for UMass on their own.
We'll see if they can pick up the necessary yardage and keep this drive alive. Roach split far out to the right side. Basante in the slot. There's a pitch to corner. He moves it up. Gets it just over the 30-yard line as he tried to swing it around the right side. He was met there by a whole bunch of Falcons. Stayed in bounds, though, He's going to be shy of the first down marker, and it'll bring up a 4th down and we'll say probably about 5 or 6 for the Beacons.
Kevin Corner, running back at Midford High last year. Played with Bryce Hopkins, who's now on this Fitchburg State squad. Yeah, nice little running attack last year in high school. Not too bad of a combo.
Okay, Gagnon stays on to punt. He gets it out of there. McClintock back at his 45. He fumbles it, but he falls on it at the Fitchburg State 46-yard line. And the Falcons will take over there. 3:37 left here in the 3rd quarter. It's been all Fitchburg State. They lead it 27-0.
McClintock with the very heads-up play there. He didn't head upfield any further. He just fell right on the ball. And sometimes it's a mistake that some players will make. They might still head upfield, but he did not.
Yeah, not really a spiral and not really an end-over-end. Almost kind of a knuckleball kick, and really couldn't get the handle on it. There's a handoff to Freeman. Left side, spins, cuts back, heads it up to the middle. 45, down to the 44. Beautiful run by DeAndre Freeman.
Reminds me of a kid I saw play high school football last year with a couple moves like that. Sharif Hartgrove from Madison Park, who had nice spin moves like that. And another big pickup for Freeman. He gets another 1st down.
Well, Freeman 104 yards in the first half, and he's well on his way to another 100 here in this 3rd quarter. Man, looks like we're going to have a timeout here. Referee signals timeout, UMass Boston. 3:18 left here in the 3rd, and much to our chagrin, it was Fitchburg State who probably made the better of the adjustments at halftime, Sean.
Yeah, especially with the, in the first half, UMass really, I don't recall a turnover at all. They kept the ball. Granted, they may not have moved the ball well, but UMass did not put itself in a position to have Fitchburg capitalize on some turnovers. In the second half, starting off with 2 turnovers just was not the way that things should, that Coach Custonia wanted them to start.
Well, you get 3:18 here left to maybe salvage this game, although that's doubtful. I mean, realistically speaking, it'd be nice now to get some positive energy going for next week's game. Not that this game's over, because as we both know in sports, anything can happen. You get a lucky break, a fortuitous bounce. You put a couple of touchdowns up there, the other team starts thinking, hey, maybe we're going to blow this, but it'd be, realistically speaking, it'd be very tough for the Beacons to come back out of this 27-0 hole today. So you got to kind of look towards next week and get some positive juices flowing, if you will, for their first road game of the year. As you said, at Framingham State, that won't be an easy one.
And then with Dartmouth, Dartmouth being one of the favored teams in this league, that's definitely not going to be an easy one.
All right, Falcons will have it 1st and 10 at the Beacon 44-yard line. DeCarolis fades back. He's rushed out of the pocket. He's being chased. He throws it down, and it's wide open. Down the field, number 38, Matt Fontaine. A big gainer for the Falcons. It'll be 1st and 10, Fitchburg State, deep in UMass territory.
Nice play by DeCarolis, on the run nonetheless. Just rolling out, and you mentioned he was flushed out of the pocket and still was able to keep his head on straight and make that pass. And he's only a sophomore, let's remember that too. So nice play there as the paperwork falls all over the place.
Artie Barnes was in hot pursuit, and he did well to get away from him. They mark it down at the UMass 2-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal for the Falcons. Freeman, left side, touchdown. Falcons, they go up by a score of 33-0.
Not much really more to say about this one. Freeman with his 3rd touchdown of the day on that run. 2 of them have been less, well, first one was for 3 yards, and then he had a 18-yard run, and now this 2-yarder. I don't think that really accurately depicts how he's dominated. Him and the offensive line have really dominated this game.
Yeah, Fitchburg State pretty much had their way. Anything they wanted to do. McClintock in for the point after touchdown. Ball down. Kick is up right through the middle. PAT good for McClintock.
He had another 5 or 10 yards in that too if he needed it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing him try a field goal before the day is out. 2:44 left here in the third. It's all Fitchburg State. It's the Falcons, 34, and the Beacons, nothing.
Don't say that to Tom Finner, and he may be watching.
McClintock steps into it, end over end. Payne has it on his 5, up to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Payne down the left sideline, cuts it back, and he's almost to midfield. Nice kickoff return by number 36, Ronaldo Payne.
Some nice blocking there on that one by Michael Basanti. The end. I mean, a nice block allowed Payne to get a few more yards, and Payne likes running up that sideline, making some nice plays while doing so. And Kevin Roach comes in now to the Umass offense, but it looks like we're bringing it back.
I'll tell you, McClintock's worn out a path to that far side all day, and Payne's been over there, and I think he's had every one.
I think they call an illegal block on UMass from what it looks like. They're bringing this way back.
Yep, got a hold. Oh my, just when something nice happened.
Flags on the play. Holding.
Well, it's kind of been that day for the Beacons.
You know, I didn't even really see the flags go down on that one, but they were really downfield, so.
Yeah, no, they caught us.
Big loss. There's a loss of, they're spotted at the 15, so.
Yeah, about 30 yards.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, Beacons will start it out from their own 15. Basante split wide right. Roach split to the left. Lambert takes a snap, hands it up the middle to Gagnon. Nice hole. Gets it out over the 25, up close to the 30. And he may have enough for a first down there, Sean.
Brian Murray tried to strip the ball for Fitchburg, but he could not do it. Nice handle on the ball by Gagnon, and it's his second first down. I believe that's 4 first downs on the day now for the Beacons.
Unofficially, somewhere around there. Nice carry. Beacons move it out to their own 28, 1st and 10. Lambert hands off to Gagnon again. Gagnon powers forward. Gets it up to about the 35, where he's met by a couple of Falcon defenders, led the way by John Fleck. Fleck with the interception return for a touchdown. Has been a presence in the middle all afternoon.
Gain of 7 on the run by Jim Gagnon.
And Gagnon really, obviously the Fitchburg defense may be sagging back a little bit, expecting pass now, or with the second stringers in, but Gagnon has still made some impressive runs here in the third quarter.
Well, a good opportunity for Fitchburg State coach Dave Flynn to get in some freshmen and sophomore, which he's got 52 of, and get them some game action. Lambert rolls right, puts it under his arm. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
He's got the first down, I believe.
He was pushed out there by number 27, Dan Sheriff. And who else was over there? Eric Gibson for the Falcons, but it is enough for a Beacon first down.
That's the first time today that Lambert's touched the ball and he hasn't been sacked. He's actually had the time to get off the play, and that's an encouraging sign.
Sean, I think this is the first time today that they've gotten 2 first downs on the same drive.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Beacon's ball, 1st and 10 at their own 40. Lambert, handoff to Gagnon, up 45, just shy of midfield. He's pushed out of bounds at about the, call it the 49-yard line, 9-yard pickup for Gagnon.
Yeah, almost another first down, so offense starting to roll along here. This is the reason why he was a 1,000-yard runner last year. When he gets to blocking, he's able to make the plays on the ends and get some yardage.
Lambert back into the huddle with the play. The 6'4", 210-pound junior from East Point, Georgia, leads the Beacons up. Basante wide to the left. Actually, in the slot, Roach wide to the left. There's a handoff to the up man. Up 40, 35, 30. Down to the 25-yard line. Frank Campo rumbles for about 25 yards and a Beacon first down.
And that's the longest rush all day by UMass. Campo's been wrapped up again behind the line of scrimmage several times, and he shows a little bit of his speed right there, breaking free to pick up the yardage, and some big yardage at that.
23-yard gain for Campo.
Well, 23 yards on the pickup for Campo, and the Beacons, nice little drive going here as we're late in the third quarter, maybe the last play. 16 seconds left here in the third. Lambert fakes the handoff, rolls right, picks up a couple, maybe three. He's brought down there by, looks like number 3 was in on it. Mike Dackel has been in the thick of things all afternoon for the Falcons. We've reached the end of the third quarter. Not good news here from Clark Athletic Center. At the end of 3, it's Fitchburg State 34, UMass Boston nothing.
3 on the run by Lambert brings the third period to a close with Fitchburg State.
So it looks like we're about ready to go here in the fourth quarter. 15 minutes left here this afternoon for the Beacons. See if they can get a couple of scores on the board. Not the way Coach Paul Gastonia would want to start his season so far this year. Hand off to Gagnon, and he's going to be tripped up by number 87, Dan Verdier. Maybe a gain of a yard.
One of those bright spots to look forward to next week, of course, will be Gagnon. And he'll, throughout the rest of the season, he'll definitely be getting yardage for the Beacons.
Okay, it'll bring up a 3rd and 6 for UMass Boston. I would guess that they're in 2-down territory here, considering the quarter and the score. Lambert barks him out, takes a snap, rolls left. He's going to be hit and brought down. Fine defensive play by number 44, Jason Smith, as he was not fooled by Mr. Lambert.
A nice snuffing out of that play once again by the Fitchburg State defense. So 4th and long now. Let's see what happens.
Well, Beacons will go for it. Nothing to lose at this point. We're just underway, fourth quarter. Fitchburg State by a bunch. Okay, 4th and 8 for the Beacons, their deepest penetration of the afternoon into Falcon territory. Lambert drops back to pass, throws it over the middle, and almost intercepted by number 21. By number 27, excuse me, Dan Sheriff.
That was a nice play by Sheriff, getting in front of the ball and getting between Roach and the pass, and it ended up working out. Roach was not able to even get anywhere near the position to catch that one.
No, Kevin Roach at a disadvantage, really, if somebody has really good position. I mean, you're at a disadvantage if somebody has position on you anyway, but at 5'7", 130 pounds, that's what he's listed in the program anyway. You got to figure any kind of medium-sized body is going to block that ball coming to you. In any event, Fitchburg State takes over on their own 24. There's a handoff. Looks like Freeman's out of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winning ticket number for your 50-50 raffle.
The handoff was to number 28, Nathan Barron.
The winning ticket number is 9.
And he busts it up over the right side for, call it about 5 yards, maybe 6.
4071. With the winning ticket, please come up to the announcer's booth to receive their prize of $148.
Be 2nd and 4 for the Falcons.
Even without Freeman in the lineup, you're noticing that the Fitchburg running game is still able to keep up there.
Also, a new quarterback in, Mark Velos for the Falcons, taking the snaps now. That's going to be Barron again. He's up over the right side for a couple.
Mark from North Attleboro, playing for the Rockets. as they've perennially been to the Super Bowl over the past few years in the Hockomock League.
On their own 31-yard line.
Okay, 3rd and 3 for the Falcons. At their own 31-yard line. 12 minutes clock running here in the 4th quarter. Marcus in motion. There's a handoff. Right side, and he's going to be stopped very close to a first down as Barron again with the call. And we'll have to see where the officials mark it. Mighty close, Sean.
We have a timeout here by the officials. They're going to spot this one. They're going to check the spot on this one. Looks like he might be just a little short, but we've been wrong before.
I think if you're short, you almost got to go for it here. I mean, what the heck? What do you have to lose? You know, you're up by 34. Yeah, you'd give the ball over in your own territory, but at this point. Okay, Barron picks up the first down for the Falcons. They will retain possession. Clock will start again. And hopefully the Beacons can play this last 11:38 injury-free and start thinking about the next one.
That's the big concern, especially with the small lineup in a game like this, is the injury bug.
Valos, handoff left side to Barron. He's up over the 45. He's going to be stopped just shy of the 50. Fitchburg state sideline, hooting and hollering over there as their substitute picks up some good yardage and another first down.
Another big play for Fitchburg. Barron looking just as good as Freeman did behind that offensive line.
Yeah, well, that was the key today, Sean. Offensive line just, they just had their way with the Beacons all day.
Absolutely.
There's a handoff again. He's going to be hit at the 50 and plows forward to about the 48. Barron, 5 carries in a row.
Congratulations, Mr. Roach.
Falcons will have it 2nd down and about 7 at the Umass Boston 48-yard line. Actually, just inside the 49.
This clock's just going to pretty much run down from the rest of the game. I don't think we'll see any passing for the remainder of this contest.
No, I would think not. Valos barks out signals, and we have movement in the line. Number 63. Little bit of a flinch for the Falcons. Tommy Welch, only a freshman. Good chance for him to get in and make his mistakes in a situation that really is not going to hurt them. That'll move it back 5. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Fitchburg State. Back into their own territory now. Call it their 46-yard line. McCarthy split wide to the right, and they're going to put it up. There's a pass completed to number 26, Soto Marcus. It's going to be up into UMass Boston territory. Referees will mark it at about the 45-yard line. So much for no passing, Sean.
Short pass keeps the clock going.
It'll be 3rd and scoreboard says 6, but it looks closer to 4, actually. We'll call it 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Mays and Witherell now in the backfield for Fitchburg State. Handoff to Witherell. He's busted up the middle. 30. 20, 10, touchdown, Fitchburg State. Number 34, Arnold Sevilla, rambles for the Falcons. A 45-yard TD run, and Fitchburg State jumps out by a score of 40-0.
Sevilla made a nice player from Chelsea High. Even though the Red Devils didn't have that great of a season last year, he was a pretty big back for them. He makes a nice run up the middle. Actually, the referee was the guy who had to worry about getting out of the way in that play.
Sevilla. Go ahead, Sean.
He got there faster than the defensive backs did.
Sevilla freshman, 5'10", 170, as Sean said, out of Chelsea.
Ooh.
And point after touchdown is no good. A rare blunder for the Falcons this afternoon. Timeout on the field, 9:19 left here in this one. It's Fitchburg State 40, Umass Boston nothing.
40-0.
At this point,
9:19 left in the fourth quarter.
I'm sure Dave Flynn is just, even with the younger players he's got in, he's really seen some success. So, as the UMass coach is just trying to get together a group of kids to throw in there, put in some of the younger ball players and get them some experience.
Well, Sean, not the way the Beacons would want to start their season here. As this has been just a good old-fashioned butt whipping here this afternoon, as Beacons just undermanned to begin with, and Fitchburg State just taking full advantage of numbers, size, and it looks like talent also. As they've most definitely been the better club this afternoon.
Yes, and you know, again, with some younger players on this team, that's going to be the key, especially for UMass. Even next couple years down the road, there's only 5 freshmen and 5 sophomores in this team, and that's going to be tough for Paul Castonia to deal with.
Well, his first off season may be his most important one as the head coach of this program. He's got to get some bodies to play football.
Bodies is the key thing.
Yeah. Okay, McClintock has it teed up. Gagnon and Payne deep for the Beacons.
He bobbles it.
Okay, Payne, 30. kind of handed it off to lineman Obed Magny, and I think Magny was a little shocked there, Sean.
He hasn't seen the football since high school, but Magny himself was actually a pretty good running back in high school, and anyhow was able to pick up the ball. Lucky bounce there for UMass.
Well, Payne walks to the sideline. He's bent over now. Long afternoon for the Beacons.
UMass takes over first and 10, ball at their own 33-yard line.
Beacons have it first and 10 at their own 34. Once again, they'll try to dent that scoreboard here with 9:07 left in the fourth. Lambert hands it off. Gagnon, 40. Runs over some people and bangs it out close to the 45. He's very close to a Beacon first down.
Takes a good deal of time off the clock, too, doing that.
Yeah, if I'm UMass right now, I just want to get this thing over. Okay, it'll be 2nd and 1. Pickup of 9 for Gagnon on that carry. Carl Lewis split wide left for the Beacons. There's a handoff. Looks like he had enough for a first down and then was pushed back. See where the referee spotted. It looks like they're going to spot it at the 45-yard line.
First down, I think. Looks like it is.
Yep. First down for the Beacons. Clock running, 8:13 left here in this one. Gagnon comes out of the lineup. well-deserved rest for the big man from Weymouth.
Definitely.
Lewis wide to the right, Basanti wide left. Lambert gets a snap. There's a handoff up the middle. Campo, short yards, maybe a couple, out to the Beacon 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and about 8 for the Beacons. Wind kind of died down right now.
Yeah, the sun's coming back out. The clouds are going off to sea. The flags are still blowing pretty heavily, but not as bad up here.
Chance of late afternoon showers was the forecast, and hopefully we'll get out of here before that happens. Lambert calls out signals, fakes the handoff, puts it under his arm, and is going to be swamped. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Number 51 for Fitchburg State, Andrew Santos, in on the hit.
Lambert's going to be staying at home tonight with a lot of ice packs on him. He's taken quite a few licks today, as has Gagnon and obviously Perkins, who ended up having to leave the game. Jenkins, rather, I should say.
Yeah, hopefully Dean's okay. We'll have to keep an eye and see exactly what happened to him. Hopefully he'll be back in time for next week's contest at Framingham State. Okay, 3rd and 8 for UMass. Lambert. There's a handoff up the middle to Campo. Not
There's
much.
a little action over there in the backfield between Payne and one of the defenders for Fitchburg.
I'm sure Payne just taking out a little frustration.
Pat Mullane.
Carrying that block to the full extent to get out some aggression.
And the punting unit comes back on, and Gagnon gets back out there for UMass.
Number 24, Nathan Sund, back to receive the Gagnon punt.
4th and 7 for UMass.
Jimmy will get it away from, looks like about his 38. High snap, fields it, gets it out of there.
Ooh.
It's going to hit and take a huge UMass bounce down inside the 10. And it's going to be blown dead at about the 6-yard line. That's where Fitchburg State will take over. 5:23 left here in the 4th. Falcons lead it 40-0.
Not much to say at this point, Don.
No, I'll tell you what I will say. We were talking about Sullivan Stadium. I had a chance this summer to go to Buffalo, Niagara Falls, Toronto. Got a chance to stop in at the old Orchard Park there, where the Bills play. Very nice facility, wide open, landscape. Totally different look than Sullivan Stadium.
A little more inviting.
Yeah, it was. I can see though where you would freeze in the middle of winter there, because it was just, I mean, it's on a wide open plain there, but a nice facility, very well maintained, and good looking football stadium.
That's a timeout called by UMass. I don't know what the coach can be saying to his troops now. Well, just offering a little encouragement right now as the clock winds down.
Yeah, basically right now you just got to tell them to hang in. You got 5.5 left in the game. Please don't get hurt, and try and just lick your wounds this week and get ready for Framingham State next week. They're not all going to be this bad. I'm sure just one of those days for the Beacons, and they'll regroup. They'll bounce back after this, and they'll go on and they'll have a decent season, I hope.
Well, especially this being the first game for Paul Custodian, again, a lot of new faces in the lineup. It takes that period of adjusting. Sometimes you can't find in a scrimmage, so hopefully maybe all the cobwebs are off now.
Yeah, on the other side, Fitchburg State's got to be very, very happy. They've put 40 up on the board today. They've controlled the ball. They've controlled the defensive line. Maybe good things will happen for the Falcons this year in football. Dave Flynn has to like what he's seen so far.
Solid coaching and solid bunch of players too. About 70 guys on a Division III squad. I mean, I don't think he's complaining about that at all.
We have movement on the line.
I think they're going to get that on the offense. Looks like number 74, Chris Jackson, initiated some contact, and they are bringing it back 5 yards.
Yep, procedure to call against the Falcons. That'll move them back 5. No, it'll move them back half, actually. Inside the 20-yard line, you are only penalized half the distance.
They're back on, I believe, the 8 now, it looks like.
First and 13 for Fitchburg State. 5:23 left here in the 4th. Got all kinds of people in motion here for Fitchburg State. Okay, no flags. Velos throws it up, and it's going to be dropped.
Incomplete pass. Flag
As number 89, Mike Seguin, was wide open. Thank you. Was wide open on that play.
We have a flag, though, way before the ball was released.
An illegal shift is called against
Yes, so legal shift against the Falcons.
Another 5 yards.
I would agree.
Or half the distance. Yeah, illegal. About half the team was shifted on that play.
Yeah, there was definitely 3 or 4 guys in motion on that. But hey, when you got a 40-point lead, you can do those things. Well, they're discussing it right now. So anyway, getting back to the Pats. Big game for them tomorrow night. I mean, everybody's saying, yeah, they're going to blow them out and this and that. Colts always play them tough, wherever they play them. And I would hate to listen to the talk shows and read the papers if they ever fall to 0-2.
Well, if they're lucky, that will not happen.
Yeah, Edwards getting the start tomorrow night. The rookie running back out of Georgia. What do you think of that pick, Sean? What do you
We'll have
think?
to wait and see.
Yeah.
Still on the fence, of course.
Timeout. Fitchburg.
I don't want to show my cards too much.
Would you have signed Martin, or did you think they did the right thing in letting him go to the tuna?
Right thing.
Yeah, running backs, short career. Curtis, I wouldn't say injury prone, but you know, he had his share of dings in his career with the Patriots.
6 years, 6 more years just would have been the wrong move there. Especially just consider the injuries he had in his first 3 and another 6 onto that. That's, the running backs, like Earl Campbell, obviously we saw, 7 or 8 years, he burns out. Emmitt Smith is, almost towards the end of his career now from what it seems like,
Yeah, definitely on the downside. Of course, sometimes these guys, these great athletes will bounce back and have a good year, but tough year all around last year for the Cowboys. They just, it was really weird to see Dallas getting thumped regularly on TV. I don't think that's going to happen to them this year. Reports that you read and people talk, they're about a 500 team.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
We'll always see.
America's team, you buy that? Dallas Cowboys? Did you ever buy into that?
I didn't think most of America got arrested, but...
Okay, we're back to action here. There's a handoff to number 28, Nathan Barron. He works it up close to the 10-yard line, where the Falcons will have it there. Be second down and looks like about 9. Clock running. Just about 4.5 minutes left here in this one. I'll be interested to see what kind of year the Jets can come up with. I don't know if you saw any of that game last week in San Francisco. That was a really good football game. Glenn Foley, local kid out of Boston College, had a great game.
Should be interesting.
Okay, there's a running play left for Fitchburg State. A lot of running, but not a lot of yards.
Not a lot of action either. They're just pretty much trying to milk the clock for the most they can, get off maybe 1 play a minute.
Looks like number 72, Michael Feely, in on the tackle for the Beacons. Feely, 6 foot, 260-pound senior out of Quincy, Mass.
3rd and 9 for Fitchburg State, and they're only 9 yards.
UMass has a history of getting a lot of Quincy kids here into the fold.
You know, they're going to need a few more. Valos hands it off, up the middle. Barron, I believe, with the carry. He gets it out to about the 15. Referee spots it at the 16-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and about 2, and the Falcons will have to punt. I don't remember them punting maybe but one time today.
I don't remember a punt of theirs either, actually. Because twice in the first half they threw interceptions, really.
Yep.
So.
Al McClintock back in deep punt formation. Ronaldo Payne back for the Beacons. He's back around midfield. McClintock end over end, takes a bounce. Payne has it right at midfield, up to the 45. Skirts a few tacklers, 40.
He gets outside, he can do something.
35, dancing around, and finally brought down at the Falcon 34-yard line. Nice return by Payne.
Nice forearm hit by Brian Murray to bring him down. I don't think Payne was too thrilled with that, but.
Well, the Beacons have 2:36 to get one on the board here, Sean, or they will suffer a pretty bad shutout defeat on opening day.
Return for Ronaldo Payne.
I think this will be the last series of the game.
10, Fitchburg State's 34-yard line.
Okay, Lewis splits left, Basanti splits right. Lambert at quarterback, Gagnon and Campo in the backfield. Lambert, straight ahead handoff to Gagnon. He's up to about the 30.
I'm surprised they're keeping him in there right now, especially with the injury factor so prone. They already lost one of their running backs to injury. And
once again, who else? I mean, when you only have 20 some odd to start with.
That's true.
You know, who are you going to put back there? These guys, unfortunately, in a game like this, they have to play. Gain of 4 for Gagnon on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Beacons. Lambert hands off Gagnon, right side. He rumbles forward for maybe 3.
And they doused Coach Flynn with the water bucket over there on the Fitchburg sidelines.
Yeah, number 55. John Fleck, I believe, did the honors as they celebrate Coach Flynn's first victory as a head coach.
And that is the first time in 3 tries that Fitchburg has beaten UMass. And the all-time series will be tied at 4-4.
3rd and 4 for the Beacons at the 28-yard line of Fitchburg State. There's a handoff. Campo tried to book it around the left side, but not much success there.
Got back out to maybe the line of scrimmage.
He'll be short, and it'll bring up a 4th down for the Beacons. They'll go for it. 52 seconds, clock running left in this one.
4th and 4 for UMass.
That was a great picture you had of Laura and Caitlin. Yeah, we're gonna go see if the shelter's open, honey. Laura and Caitlin. Was that your picture?
Okay, 4th and 4 from the 28. Lambert hands it off.
And Campo's stacked up. Whoa!
Yeah.
There's about 6 green and white shirts in there.
Yeah, nothing there for Campo, and mercifully, Fitchburg State will take it, drop to a knee, and this one will be over.
And again, a long day for UMass. After a first half where, despite not moving the ball and despite, you know, Fitchburg State's offensive line, they were still in this ball game at halftime. It was only a 13-0 lead for Fitchburg, and then the second half we really saw the Falcons turn on the afterburners. And of course, Freeman probably one of the big differences in this game, as well as the depth in the offensive line. Those are the 3 keys for Fitchburg today.
Well, I'm sure they'll just drop to a knee, and this one will end as the Beacons, a tough way to open the season, as they're going to drop this one by a score of 40-0. A little scoring recap. DeAndre Freeman, a 3-yard run at 13:29 of the first. Point after touchdown by McClintock gave the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Late in the second quarter, a 31-yard TD pass to Carolus to McClintock. PAT no good. Falcons led it 13-0 at the half. And if you thought it was bad then, third quarter went downhill fast. Freeman, an 18-yard TD run. McClintock, the PAT, made it 20-0 at 4:09. A 30-yard interception by Fleck. Point after touchdown at 4:24 by McClintock to make it 34-0. Freeman, a 2-yard run at 12:16, the McClintock PAT, to make it 40, or 34 rather, and then Arnold Sevilla, a 45-yard run in the fourth quarter. The point after touchdown was no good, and the Fitchburg State Falcons a very impressive 40-0 victory. Not much to add. Fitchburg State offense, defensive line, they pretty much did it.
That pretty much wraps it up, Don. I mean, you know, the lines were the big issues today, and especially the size. Not so much the technique, but the size. UMass Boston is woefully undersized, and then with the depth too, that just did not help out.
So the Falcons start 1-0, the Beacons start 0-1. I'm Don Hayes. This is Sean Smith. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night.